Have you ever wondered what happens when 12 sisters sneak out every night and not a single soul knows? Once upon a time, in a grand mansion near Silver Lake in California, there lived a powerful man named Governor Harrison. He had 12 daughters, all known for their beauty and charm. The sisters shared one enormous bedroom, each with her own bed lined neatly along the walls. Every night before they slept, the governor personally ensured the doors were locked tight. No one could enter and no one could leave. Yet every morning something strange happened. Their shoes were completely worn out, as if they had been dancing all night. The mystery baffled everyone. The doors remained locked, no one saw them leave, and yet the evidence was undeniable. The governor grew desperate. Finally, he made an announcement across the state. Anyone who could discover where his daughters went at night could marry one of them and become his heir. But there was a condition. If they failed within 3 nights, they would face severe consequences. Many tried, all failed. Each man was given a room next to the sisters' chamber to observe them. But every single one fell into a deep sleep, unable to uncover the truth. By the 3rd night, they had all lost their chance, and their fate was sealed. The mystery remained unsolved. One day, an old soldier named Hank wandered through Napa Valley. Once a brave warrior, he now lived quietly after being injured in battle. Though his strength had faded, his curiosity had not. As he walked through a forest, he met a strange old woman wearing a purple scarf. She looked at him sharply and asked where he was going. Hank admitted he had no clear path, but had heard about the governor's challenge. If he could solve it, perhaps he could change his life. The woman smiled faintly and gave him 2 pieces of advice. First, he must not drink any wine offered by the princesses. Second, he must pretend to fall asleep. Then she handed him a worn cloak. It had a special power. It would make him invisible. That was all Hank needed. The next day, he went to the governor's mansion and volunteered for the challenge. Like the others, he was treated with honor and given fine clothes. That night, he was placed in a room next to the sisters. Before long, the eldest sister brought him a cup of wine. Hank secretly poured it away and lay down, pretending to sleep. Soon, he began snoring loudly. The sisters laughed, convinced he was no different from the others. Only the youngest, Lila, felt uneasy. She sensed something was wrong, but her elder sister Vanessa dismissed her fears. Once they were ready, Vanessa walked to her bed and clapped her hands. Suddenly, a hidden trapdoor opened beneath it. One by one, the sisters descended into a secret passage. Hank quickly put on the cloak and followed them. As he moved down the staircase, he accidentally stepped on Lila's dress. She felt it and cried out, but Vanessa brushed it off as imagination. At the bottom, Hank found himself in a magical underground world. Trees shimmered with silver, gold, and diamond-like leaves. The place was breathtaking. He quietly broke off small branches as proof. Soon, they reached a vast underground lake. 12 boats waited, each carrying a prince. The sisters stepped into the boats, and Hank slipped into one unnoticed. As they crossed the lake, the prince in Lila's boat commented that it felt heavier than usual. Lila felt uneasy again, but she said nothing. On the other side stood a glowing castle filled with music. Inside, a grand celebration was underway. The sisters danced with the princes, spinning and laughing, completely unaware of Hank's presence. He watched everything carefully. Whenever drinks were served, he secretly took them before the sisters could. Lila noticed something strange, but Vanessa ignored her concerns. They danced for hours until their shoes were worn out. Then they returned the same way. Hank hurried back ahead of them and lay down, pretending to sleep. This continued for 3 nights. Each time, Hank gathered more evidence. On the final night, he took a golden goblet from the castle. On the 3rd morning, Hank stood before the governor. He revealed the branches and the goblet, proving his discovery. He explained everything: the secret passage, the underground world, the princes, and the nightly dances. The sisters were summoned. Realizing they had been discovered, they admitted the truth. The governor turned to Hank and asked which daughter he wished to marry. Hank, smiling calmly, chose the eldest, Vanessa. That very day they were married. Hank became the governor's heir, and the mystery was finally solved. Though the secret world remained hidden from others, Hank alone knew its truth. And so, the strange tale of the 12 dancing sisters came to an end, no longer a mystery, but a legend remembered for generations.